So guys, I recently made a video talking about what altcoin and crypto investors aren't aware of and what they're not keeping up with. And I had a lot of comments talking about how I just talked about nothing in that video. And I think it's something very specific just because it's pointing to the fact where Bitcoin dominates and the total 2 chart where all altcoins are going to be going and when exactly we're going to be seeing the liquidity actually shift into altcoins and when altcoin season is going to be ripping off. I did this by basing price action from previous cycles with the price action around Bitcoin dominance and the total 2 chart, as well as what different crypto analysts and charters are pretty much pointing to the fact with the price action that we're currently seeing. I want to reiterate everything that I talked about and why you need to know this if you're a crypto investor and altcoin investor, and overall just prove my point. If you're new to the channel, go and check out the rest of my content. Intermediate trader, documenting my journey since 2023, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated on specific indicators and charts around Bitcoin dominance, altcoins, Bitcoin and altcoins, not just Bitcoin dominance, but Bitcoin dominance is one of those charts, the total 2 chart, others chart, ETH and Bitcoin, tether dominance, multiple specific indicators, guys, and whenever they invalidate each other and also whenever you need to be focusing on them. Right now, I've been talking about how Bitcoin dominance and total 2 chart are kind of dancing around specific regions and zones we saw back in the 2019-2021 bull run, and I want to give you guys my explanation as to why I think Bitcoin dominance could still shoot up and altcoins can still get squeezed. That's my main point, and I want you guys to be aware of it just because if it does happen, you understand as to why it happened. But guys, let's jump into the charts. Enough talking. So guys, the 2 charts I've been following is Bitcoin dominance and total 2 chart to pretty much show you guys the liquidity and how it shifts in the markets based off of the previous cycle. And I want you guys to focus on the region from November of 2020 all the way until November, December of 2021. Just because this is whenever Bitcoin dominance started to rally super hard and then it crashed all the way down. This is whenever you can see altcoins actually started to rally, guys. October, November of 2020, they started their rally and peaked out in November of 2021, December of 2021. And the reason for this, guys, is just because how liquidity moves in the market. Whenever Bitcoin dominance is going up, altcoins are getting squeezed. And then whenever Bitcoin dominance is crashing down, altcoins are starting to rally super hard. And this is what I talked about in that previous video. And now everyone was saying I didn't talk about anything. I didn't talk about how altcoins are potentially going to be getting squeezed and Bitcoin dominance is going to run back up. So the next zone that I want you guys to focus on is from here, January of 2021 until the end of 2021, December of 2021. That's whenever Bitcoin dominance peaked out and then started to crash down nasty. We can see that that's whenever altcoins started to rally super hard. January of 2021, altcoins started to begin to pump up, but they didn't peak out until the end of the year, guys. That's a whole freaking year. And now with Bitcoin dominance currently with where we're at, guys, we're currently peaking out of a specific zone, but with the altcoins, this is the main zone that I want you guys to focus on. Everyone thinks that pretty much based off of the March highs, whenever we've seen, you know, everything rally super hard for our altcoins, if you're not new to the markets and where everything is, if you are new to the markets, I guarantee you need to go do some more research before you start talking crap to me. But overall, guys, if you look at that zone, guys, back in April 2024 and currently where we're at in December 2024, that's not even a full year, guys. Based off of those rotations, we didn't even see a huge deviation for altcoins. We did see a slight pullback for many altcoins, but at the end of the day, it wasn't anything super massive. And on top of that, whenever we started to see the rally for altcoins, guys, it was already starting in that 2021 region, guys. And that's whenever retail started to jump back in at the beginning of 2021. And by the end of 2021, everyone was already burnt out and getting squeezed. We can see that with Bitcoin dominance as well. Everything was rallying and then it started crashing down, but then we stayed in this zone for about 2 months before we actually started crashing all the way down to those actual lows whenever total 2 actually began to rally hard. And you can see the sideways price action that we saw twice before we actually ripped up. And the reason I'm pointing to this, guys, is just because this whole zone was about a whole year of rallying, and we saw about 3 pullbacks, 1, 2, 3 pullbacks before we saw a huge rip up. And with Bitcoin dominance as well, we saw a few sideways price actions before we got to the bottom. About 1, 2, and then 3, and then around 4-ish is whenever we saw it. You can claim around 2 to 3, but overall, guys, this is whenever we start to see liquidity shifts. We start to see pumps and dumps in the market, and all crypto investors and influencers are talking about how this happens consecutively throughout the crypto bull run. And the only reason why I'm saying this is that I believe we could be having another crash, another pullback. I don't think that we've seen enough pullbacks in the market, and the fact that retail is starting to wake up and they're starting to invest and they're starting to make money. Whenever they start to actually make a decent bag, that's whenever everything is going to start to get crazy, because people are going to want to start to take profits off the table. We've been following specific, indicators around the markets and trend lines pointing to the fact where Bitcoin dominance is going. Benjamin Cohen talked about how excluding stables, Bitcoin dominance just tagged the prior wedge. As long as it stays below that, altcoin and Bitcoin pairs are structurally okay. But if we look at Bitcoin dominance, guys, we are already breaking out of that region, out of that zone. I talked about it about 2 days ago, 3 days ago, when no one really agreed with me, but now we are starting to see that. And if we break out of this wedge, guys, then that's going to change all of the validation that a lot of people have been bringing to the space. And we can also see that with the total 2 chart beginning to crash down. Now, is this just a little bit of a breakdown? We honestly do not know. We need more information. But the fact that everyone thought back in 2020, Bitcoin dominance had topped out, and in December of 2020, everyone realized it had not. Now, I feel like, this is where history might repeat itself. History doesn't, completely repeat, it rhymes. That's why right here we says November of 2024, everyone thinks Bitcoin dominance is topped. And then December 2024, we're already nearing the end of December 2024, and everyone is still super bullish on altcoin season and everything rally. And while I'm super bullish on altcoin season as well, I still believe that Bitcoin can still get that dominance, especially once retail starts to wake up and we start to see more shifts into Bitcoin. We can see crazy rallies, guys. We already saw it earlier this year, and I wouldn't doubt if it happens again. So this is whenever I try to give you guys the different perspectives. Justin Bennett also talks about, his total 2 predictions. 4.2 to 4.3 trillion remains his target throughout the end of year, or about 12 to 15% higher. That could put Bitcoin in the 120 to 125K range, but he's betting on ETH comes along for the ride with a move to 4,800 plus. He says if we get it, the odds of an early 2025 correction will be pretty good. And that's what I believe, guys. This is where the Benjamin Cohen, prediction where he says December 2024, I think that should be January of 2024. That's whenever the inauguration is going to come out. That's whenever information around the Fed cuts and more data around the US economy is going to be coming out, and people aren't keeping these things in mind. Everyone's just getting so bullish. They're losing sight of specific indicators around total 2, around Bitcoin dominance, and where we saw everything in previous cycles. So the main point that I'm trying to get at, guys, is that we saw multiple crashes before we saw the huge rally for those altcoins, and it all happened within a matter of a year. Look at all these crazy dips that happened before we actually saw the peak. And right now, that's where I think we're in this region with altcoins, with Bitcoin dominance. I still believe Bitcoin dominance can shoot up and rally before it crashes very, very significantly. But this is whenever I wipe all the information to the side and ask you to give me your opinion. The whole point of why I showed you guys the data around Bitcoin dominance and around the total 2 chart is to show you how liquidity shifts and whenever everything starts to move. It doesn't happen in a matter of months. I know everyone wants altcoin season to start, and you want your bags to send to Valhalla, and so do I. I have a pretty decent bag, but I want to position myself correctly. And if you aren't aware of how dips might potentially happen, you might be allocating at the wrong time, and then whenever Bitcoin dominance rally super freaking hard, and then altcoins start to get a huge discount, that's whenever a lot of people hurt themselves just because they don't have dry powder on the side. And I plan to be one of those people that has dry powder on the side. But guys, invalidation can happen all the time. We can see Bitcoin dominance start to crash very significantly, altcoins start to rally super hard, and everything that I said just goes straight out the window. The whole point of why I'm making this video right now is to give you guys different perspectives and also show you guys what I'm doing as a beginner intermediate trader. At the end of the day, I've already made some significant gains in My crypto portfolio is up around 3 to 4x right now, and that's that everything is down. But I'm just trying to give you guys an understanding of how liquidity shifts in the market based off of the previous cycle specific indicators that I'm keeping up with, and overall just giving you guys a different perspective while everyone is super bullish. But if you're new to my channel, go and check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated around the markets, and overall just giving you guys my perspective on how everything is going, how I'm making my gains, specific altcoins to focus on, mainly those AI coins right now, and overall exactly what I think is going to be happening. No one knows what is going to be happening in the next few weeks. Everyone can only give predictions based off of what's going on, and usually whenever I see everyone start to get super bullish like this, guys, that's whenever I take a step back and start to look at the charts, because numbers don't lie, guys. People do. But overall, let me know what you guys think. Drop me a comment, like, subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support and different perspectives that you guys show me on the channel. Even if I don't agree with you guys, I love to hear exactly why you think what you think. Also, if you drop a comment, it does take time for me to get to your comment. I do apologize, but I'm working a 9 to 5. I'm keeping up with the markets. I'm doing all of this research while trying to progress as a human being. So it is complicated, but drop those comments, drop everything that you want, and I will get to it. Overall, though, I drop daily content every day, so stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.